to the third annual Shaggy Shane Kansas City Chiefs mock draft. I'd like to thank my subscribers, followers, viewers, anybody who takes the time of day to watch my stuff. The over 2,000 followers and subscribers on YouTube, you guys kick ass. I have been hearing you. I've been hearing you all off season. Shaggy, when are you going to do another show? Shaggy, when are you going to talk about this Tyreek Hill situation? Shaggy, what do you think of the Kansas City Chiefs schedule? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here Sunday, April 21st, 2019 to break it down for you. All right, what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs weekend? Oh my gosh. It's total pandemonium in Chiefs Kingdom. It's really not really pandemonium as much as it is a celebration. As Dante Hall, the human joystick, was straight up kicking it 420 with Snoop Dogg. 70% of the Chiefs Kingdom love it, man. They're like, oh, kick ass, baby. Dante Hall's kicking it with Snoop. Man, look at him blow it up. Dante Hall showed up at Snoop's wearing his Chiefs hoodie. He was ready to throw down. When you see in the video, 420 style, Dante Hall and Snoop are having a good time. And like I said, 70 to 80% of the Chiefs fans think it's cool. And hell, it'd probably be a kick-ass party to be at. Who you fooling? I ain't fooling. It'd be an awesome party to be at. But yet, there's about 20% of the Chiefs fans slamming Dante Hall on Twitter saying, I just lost respect for you, sir. I just lost respect for you. My son, who was 12 years old, was a big fan of yours in 2004. Come on, dude. Lay off Dante Hall, man. He's just partying, having a good time. He's being a good dude. Your son, who was a big influence on him in 2004, is 27 now. I'm sure he's turned out just fine. All right, now the real concerns that I have heard that we've all had to deal with, that we all had to speculate about, that we all had to digest. Tyreek Hill. It's a concern, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all speculation what's going on, and what we heard this week is that him and his girlfriend lost custody of their child. We don't know if it's because of the fact that something happened to him at their hands. We don't know if it's something that happens to his son by his own accord, like maybe they weren't watching the kid and he ran around in the backyard and got hurt. You know, we don't know. We just know the kid was injured some way, shape, or form. We don't know the specifics. We know for a fact that he was injured in some capacity because the Child Protective Service isn't going to take your kid from you out of custody unless something specific happened to Tyreek Hill. And it sucks. Because a lot of viewers who, you know, you've been watching me 3 years ago at this time when I did my post-draft review on YouTube. Quite frankly, it was a video that most Chiefs fans hate of mine. And I understand it. It wasn't pretty. But it's a concern when you draft a player who came into the league in the Tyreek Hill, the way Tyreek Hill came into the NFL. Tyreek Hill came into the National Football League with 31 other teams not wanting to give him a chance because of what happened with him and his pregnant girlfriend at the time. Well, guess what? He stayed with the pregnant girlfriend after the altercation. And they had the 3-year-old child that was recently taken out of custody. And now she's pregnant with twins. They are staying together, but there's obviously an issue. The NFL requested from Overland Park Police, they wanted to get involved, so the NFL is getting involved in the investigation. The Overland Park Police has not given the NFL exactly everything they want, but the NFL is still on notice. And this week, during Chiefs practice at Arrowhead Stadium, they were asked specifically about it. And let me tell you, Andy Reid didn't want to talk about it, but he just said, hey, we're still in the dark. We want to find out as much about it as you. We'll let you know when we get information. When Patrick Mahomes was asked about it, all Patrick Mahomes said, he pointed at the door. He said, my answer is the same as Coach Reid's. Patrick Mahomes didn't say, yeah, we're glad Tyreek's still practicing. He's one of our teammates. He's a good leader. I'm glad to have him here. I'm glad he's in the locker room. I'm glad he's taking part. You know, we built a chemistry last year. I'm glad he's here playing with us, but there's some things that we can't talk about, and I hope you respect our privacy on the situation. Patrick Mahomes didn't even say that. Patrick Mahomes got one question to Tyreek Hill. pointed at the door where the media comes in to enter, where the players walk in and out of the press conference. Hey, Patrick, what about Tyreek Hill? Patrick Mahomes' answer? My answer is the same as Coach Reed's. And so the media hurried up and started asking. The media knew, oh shit, we better change the subject, and started asking him what's his goals for 2019. And ladies and gentlemen, that in itself is scary for Tyreek Hill as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. When you have players and when you have coaches that don't really want to talk about it in any capacity, shape, or form, that don't even want to say, yeah, we're happy he's here, but we want to keep the issue private. Tyreek Hill didn't even get that. Tyreek Hill got zip. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not a good sign. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a concern. Could Tyreek Hill be on the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019? Sure, and that'd be great. Could Tyreek Hill be suspended? Possibly. Could Tyreek Hill be banished from the National Football League altogether? That's a possibility as well. So going into this draft next week, we have to take into consideration that Tyreek Hill might not be on this team. And it's something that sucks. Are you freaking kidding me? Tyreek Hill not on the team. He's been freaking great. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this draft with the possibilities of Tyreek Hill being on and off the team. So when I say we'll go this way, possibly that way, follow me on this, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me. Let's look at the free agents the Kansas City Chiefs signed this season. The very first free agent pick for the Kansas City Chiefs in March was running back Carlos Hyde. Carlos signed a one-year contract for $2.8 million. He played for the Browns and the Jaguars in 2018. He also played for the San Francisco 49ers the year before. I like this pickup. Spencer Ware's gone. Charkandrick West is more than likely gone. So with the Chiefs having Damian Williams and Darrell Williams as the other running backs currently on the squad before the draft, Carlos Hyde, I really like that pickup. And of course, the man, the biggest pickup in free agency, safety, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Kick ass! The Kansas City Chiefs needed this safety. They needed this player. He's a great leader for the defense. He picks up where Eric Berry left off. Eric Berry didn't leave off much. But for the most part, the leadership that Eric Berry lost, Tyrann Mathieu makes up for that completely. He brings a solid play, like I said, solid leadership. I love the pick. He's going to add great depth to the Kansas. He's a great starter to the team. And it's going to be awesome to build this new defense around Tyrann Mathieu. And a linebacker the Chiefs got from the Dallas Cowboys, Damian Williams. He signed a 2-year, $5.75 million deal. He's in the new 4-3 defense. Going to play alongside of Anthony Hitchens. And right now they got Reggie Ragland in there with them. But I think Ragland's not going to be able to be as... he's not as good in space as Dorian O'Daniel is in a 4-3. When you run a 4-3, you're going to need the weak side linebacker and the Mike to be able to be quick, agile, and I think the three linebackers that will be starting week 1 in Jacksonville in the middle will be Anthony Hitchens with Wilson and Dorian O'Daniel. O'Daniel will beat out Anthony Hitchens, which sucks because I understand why. Dorian O'Daniel will beat out Reggie Ragland, and I know that sucks for Brett Veach because he invested a high draft pick in trading for him with Buffalo when the Chiefs were running a 3-4. But I'm not knocking on Ragland. It's just he doesn't fit in a 3-4 defense the same way that Anthony Hitchens and Dorian O'Daniel fit. Anthony Hitchens was a stud in 2017 running the 4-3 in the middle when he had the 2 interior defensive tackles in front of the defensive line. He was able to make the plays. In the 3-4 last year, Anthony Hitchens sucked. He was letting opposing offensive guards eat him alive, and teams were running the ball down our throat. This is a strong suit, the 4-3 defense for the middle linebackers for Anthony Hitchens, Dorian O'Daniel, and Damian Wilson. All right, let's look at Alex Okafor, defensive end. Great pickup, 4-3. You need this guy. He's an animal. He's an animal. You want him. You definitely want him on your defensive end to work in with Breeland Speaks on one side. The other guy is Emmanuel Ogbah. He was the first pick of the second round 3 years ago with the Cleveland Browns On the other side, he's a big body on defensive end. We're not sure if it's going to be Tano Passanio or if Chris Jones is going to be more of a defensive tackle or if Chris Jones is going to be a defensive end with Emmanuel Ogbah. There's still some ways the Chiefs can go in the draft at that position. And Bashaud Breeland, the cornerback. Love having him coming back. He really wasn't with us, but he spent 2 days in freaking training camp last year, and he bounced and didn't get a deal. But having him as a corner opposite of Kendall Fuller on one side, Bashaud Breeland. Well, Kendall Fuller's probably going to be the nickelback, more than likely. Because Kendall Fuller's play he excelled. He was the #1 slot cornerback with the Washington Redskins in 2017. That's where you're going to want him. Right now, you got Chardarius Ward on one side and Bashaud Breeland or Kendall Fuller on the other. They could go in the draft at corner. Stick with me on that. I will get with my mock in just a second. But right now, we're breaking down these free agents. Blake Bell, tight end. He's going to come to the team, and he's probably going to add depth. He really hasn't put up much stats with the Vikings and the 49ers in years past, as well as Jacksonville. He's just a body. He was all-world at Oklahoma. He could throw the ball. He could play tight end. He was quarterback. But he's a big body tight end. We'll have to see if he even makes the team. But right now, he's penciled in. And just recently, the Kansas City Chiefs picked up outside linebacker Jeremiah Atucho from the Chargers. He adds depth at the outside linebacker position. I don't know how much of a factor he will be going into the 2019 season, but we'll have to see if he can produce come training camp when all these bodies start competing against one another. For the most part, what the Chiefs have done on defense, I love. I know there was a lot of people wanted to get Earl Thomas in free agency. He bailed or got a better deal with Baltimore. That mixer situation at safety with Armani Watts, Jordan Lucas. Maybe the Chiefs will go another way in the draft for another safety or add another body. We'll have to see that going forward. And the wide receivers on the Kansas City Chiefs currently are Sammy Watkins, Demarcus Robinson. Tyreek Hill is your top 3 with Garrett Dieter and Marcus Kemp as the others. So if Tyreek Hill's in any trouble, you got to think the Chiefs are going to need some wide receivers to pick up. But don't forget about Byron Pringle. Byron Pringle, the man who was having a great camp last year, undrafted. He has a great camp at the Chiefs. Final preseason game, he pulled his hamstring. And then, ladies and gentlemen, he missed the season. He was on injury reserve. He really wasn't needed because the Chiefs at that time had Chris Conley, Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, and Tyreek Hill. But getting to the point of the Tyreek Hill situation, we got to keep talking about it. If he's suspended, we also got to take into consideration the physicalness of Sammy Watkins. Is he going to be injury prone? Is he going to miss any games? So if the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill, or if he's suspended for 4 games, so if they're missing Sammy Watkins in any capacity and Tyreek Hill, then the Chiefs will definitely need to pick up a wide receiver in the draft. All right, let's get to draft day 2019 for your Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, in my opinion, at sitting at 29, will either take the one I want the most or the one I think will be the player the Chiefs will take. Greedy Williams, quarterback at LSU. I know people may say, hold on, Shaggy. I don't even think he's going to be available. If that's the case, then they'll take Rock Ya-Sin, quarterback out of Temple. Yes, that's his name. Rock Ya-Sin. Sounds like a new metal band that's ready to kick some ass on the metal circuit. But that's his name, Rock Ya-Sin. The other name is Byron Murphy, cornerback out of Washington. He's been in the mix. He's talked about. Those are the 3 top corners I think the Chiefs will grab when it comes down to getting first-round draft picks. I think they will, if they go cornerback, it'll either be Rock Ya-Sin, Greedy Williams, or Byron Murphy. If the Chiefs want to go defensive tackle, I think they're going to go with Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle out of Clemson. He's a big body. He's great in space. He loves football, but he failed a drug test. And the drug tests are the reason why he's talking about slipping to the later of the first round. And I don't know if the Chiefs want to take any chances of drafting any players with character issues in the first round now that they got this Tyreek Hill situation coming to the forefront. So I don't think they're going to draft Dexter Lawrence, but if they do, they got to talk about character issues. Does he like to smoke weed? Is it steroids? What kind of drugs did he fail? But he's a kick-ass football player. Another players to look at, ladies and gentlemen, is center. Eric McCoy out of Texas A&M and Garrett Bradbury out of North Carolina State. These are two big bodies, two great centers. I know it's not sexy. You don't think watching the first round of the draft when you get all the way to 10 o'clock at night and the Chiefs are on the clock, and if they take a center, you're going to be like, center. But the Chiefs do need a center. The Chiefs have Austin Ryder, who's been playing for them, who played for them, started 4 games for them last year during Mitch Morse absent. Mitch Morse left during free agency. We let him go due to the fact that Mitch Morse had 3 concussions. So he's gone. And if the Chiefs, sitting at 29, draft a wide receiver in the first round, we know that they're just as concerned about the Tyreek Hill situation and Sammy Watkins' durability as well. If they do go first round wide receiver, I like the Chiefs to pick up DK Metcalf, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, or Paris Campbell, wide receiver at Ohio State. Those are my picks. Again, quarterbacks Rock Ya-Sin, Greedy Williams, Byron Murphy. Nose tackle Dexter Lawrence. Great player, but he's slipping out of the first round in a lot of the mocks because of his failed drug test. We're not sure what the drugs are yet, but we just know that he's had a drug issue. Wide receivers, DK Metcalf, Ole Miss, Paris Campbell out of North Carolina State. I know there's some people that like Khalil Ferry. I don't even know how to say his damn name. Khalil Ferry. It sounds like it's saying Colin Farrell, but it's Khalil Farrell out of Clemson, defensive end. I think he's going to go somewhere between 18 and 22. He's a good edge rusher, but I think it's honestly going to be corner, defensive tackle, or wide receiver in the 2019 draft next weekend. Real quickly before I go, I want to break down the Chiefs' schedule. It seems like for the 3rd or 4th year in a row, the Kansas City Chiefs play 3 of their first 4 games on the road. And for the last 4 years in a row, the Kansas City Chiefs have 3 home games in December. The Chiefs this year play the NFC North. We got the Packers and the Minnesota Vikings coming to Arrowhead. And of course that means we got to go to Detroit and Chicago. So it doesn't scare me. The game against the Packers will be at Arrowhead. It's going to be a Sunday night football game. It's going to be sexy. Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, for the most part, my opinion of this offseason has taken kind of a concern because of the Tyreek Hill issue. I'm happy about the team. Patrick Mahomes is going into his 2nd year of the National Football League. He knows what he needs to do to get better. I mean, shit, how much better does he need to be? He's already the most valuable player of 2018. But he's going to keep working harder. The defense is being rebuilt. Love Steve Spagnuolo, the new defensive coordinator. If the Chiefs can get up to anywhere from in the top 20, 25, they will be Super Bowl bound in 2019. But that's my take. Those are my mock draft picks. I will be back next Friday night to break down the 1st and 2nd round of your Kansas City Chiefs draft pick. I want to thank you for tuning in to this show. You guys all kick ass. Until next Friday night. Let's hope we get some freaking news on Tyreek Hill by then, because it makes the Chiefs draft that much harder with Tyreek Hill's information, or this Tyreek Hill situation in limbo. Let's hope that situation resolves itself by next Thursday. If not, I will be back here next Friday night breaking down your Kansas City Chiefs first 2 rounds. Until next Friday night, this is Shaggy Shane saying, go Chiefs.